So the personal brand is who you are and how you're selling who you are to other people. And it takes a lot of different formats, but it has to be authentic. You can't fake it. I can't walk around and say, oh, I want to be just like him. And I'm going to, oh, but that doesn't feel right. It has to be something that's natural to you. And it takes a lot of forms. One is how you express yourself, how you talk and how you communicate, how you listen, how you respond to people. If you take all that up and put it under one category, that's communication, having very strong and deliberate interpersonal skills. And that's important. Second is, what's your identity? What do you look like? Do you want to come to work in a t-shirt? Do you want to have your hair a certain way? I know for me, I have my look of how I want to look as a CMO, and it's literally everything you see right now. This is my look every day, even down to the glasses. I like these glasses because it adds an element of my persona. So when I'm talking, are people taking me a certain way? Are they perceiving me as in command? He's confident. He's assured. He knows what he's talking about. All of those create your persona, but then your persona has to be rooted in values. And everything you guys asked earlier about philosophy gets behind the persona so that you can create this feeling of presence. And I love presence. And I don't know. And let me tell folks what presence is. If you think about when you walked in a room and somebody speaks or somebody gets introduced to you, you feel all of this energy. And not very many people have it. I've been seeking that and running for it because I love when I see somebody that can fill up a space. If you think of former President Obama, he can fill up a space. Former President Bill Clinton can fill up a space. For friends of mine who were journalists who, when Clinton was first running for office, they said that man has such energy and personality. Like you feel like he knows you personally when he walks up to you and looks at you and shakes your hand. That is a persona. That is, what do I want people to perceive of me? It's also developing trust and integrity about who you are. If you're running a business, you've got to have some persona so that people can invest in you, so that people will follow you, so that people will come and connect you to other resources in a networking opportunity. So people will come and show up on your show. So people will talk to you. There's some integrity about who you are in your own brand persona, just like a company persona that has to be established first. Because if you don't have the confidence about what you're articulating about, whether it's your music, whether it's marketing, whether it's about multiculturalism, no one else is going to have it. But it has to be all enveloped in a certain perspective because people walk around with bias. It's just a natural thing to psychology. But you've got to, as I was telling you earlier in my previous examples, you've got to move the smoke from that so that they look around that bias and they say, oh, wow, who is that? Okay, I'm listening. You've got my attention. So that's personal persona. To develop it, though, you have to be very deliberate. And I'm going to go back, Corey, to what you were saying earlier. It's just like the compilation. There is a maturity to it. What I looked like 10 years ago in my other roles and how I came off has changed. And it's changed because I've become more confident. As I've gone to other success levels, I've been around people who I'm engaging with, who I'm learning from, and they're fostering how I should behave. And that's where who you surround yourself with comes into play. And again, that's that networking. Are you around people who have positive energy, who have positive aspirations for success? Or are you sitting around people at the water cooler that's just, oh, the world is bad and Bobby in accounting is making my life hell. I ain't got no control. I'm just going to go home and just, start all over again tomorrow. Yep. That's not control. That's not controlling the value that you have for yourself. And I will tell everybody that's listening, you have more control over yourself than you think. I'm going to tell you to try yourself this week. Target one or two things that you perceive is an obstacle and come up with one way that you are going to control it. And I don't mean, don't make it something that is unobtainable. And I'll just throw out some examples. If you feel like I can't control your weight, take one thing that you think you can find out by the end of the week of how you took control of that. If it's something at work that you can't figure out how to get finished, write down each day something you're going to do that's going to whittle down to getting it done. Just pick one thing. If it's your closet, if you've been wanting to clean that closet out, I did that this weekend, so I can use that one. Figure out how you're going to start. You can attack it all at once for a couple hours, or maybe you do a little bit each day. But that would demonstrate to you how much you're controlling things that you perceive are obstacles in jobs and career and launching a business. All of those things that you have aspiration on that may seem so foreign and so far away are actually more obtainable than you think. but you got to do something. Success in anything you do isn't something that rings the doorbell and say, hey, success is here. You ready to go? You've got to go outside and find success and bring them home with you.
Right.
But I think that persona has to be nurtured in how you're outwardly perceiving the world. And it's also, radiated in the philosophy that you have about the world, much to all the great questions that you guys have asked today.